Welcome everyone to SED Talks with Dr. Cedric Shelby. Today's teaching promises to educate, empower, and equip you to walk boldly into God's most amazing plan for your life. Now, here's Dr. Cedric J. Shelby.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I am enjoying this weather. I'm enjoying being outside, and I'm enjoying just being with myself and who I am. And many of you face some very difficult situations recently. And if you wonder, how in the world can I find my place of peace or the secret place under the shadow of the Almighty? I sit here now, or stand here now, in the presence of birds, in the presence of nature, because it's important to become one with who you are. The problem with a lot of people is their life is full of acrimony, it's full of turmoil. But at some point you have to find your place of peace. And I'm not sure where your place is, but I'm here to tell you that there is a place. That if you find that place of peace and calm and serenity, you'll know, understand, and realize that no matter what comes against you, it won't prosper against you. I want to take this time to share a teaching that's been dear to my heart. I've been pondering recently on how could I find a place of relaxation? How could I find a place of, well, I just say it, a place of calm, where life is quiescent. All the noise that come in my ear from a number of places would subside. I want to give you the strategy. I want to give you some tools to take with you that's going to allow you to walk in a place that you've been longing to get into. You've been longing to be, in a place of peace where all the noise of the city and all the noise that happens in your mind gets quiet. They tell me that as I speak to you at 125 words per minute, oftentimes your mind goes off here and goes off there. I want you to bring your mind in and focus on what I'm sharing with you. Because what I'm about to teach you right now is going to be life-changing. And what I get ready to share with you now is going to move you to a new place in life, a new dimension, not just a level of motivation, but again, the tools that I give you is going to literally prepare you for a life of peace. As I look at and consider this teaching, I want to talk to you about 6 things that will allow you to become a positive person. Oh, that was good by itself. I'll say it again. I want to give you 6 things, 6 methods, 6 steps that will allow you to become a positive person. My favorite book teaches me to let this mind be in you, that it all begins in your mind. The struggle is in your mind. The battle is in your mind. The noise and confusion or the peace and everything, it starts with your mind. I want to give you these 6 things as I begin to dig right in. And for those of you that have the time and the peace and the serenity to take notes, let me give them to you right now. You ready? Let's eat together. The first thing I want you to know and understand is that it's important to think positive thoughts. Wow. Think positive thoughts. Because we're bombarded with the news, we're bombarded with the media, we're bombarded with people and friends and family, we're bombarded with things. So many things are coming in front of us, behind us, around us. So many things are coming beside us, above us, below, all around. We've got to find a place that we're thinking positive thoughts. I'm reminded of a person that we call the prodigal son. It's funny, he went to his father. He said, "Daddy, give me the portion of my goods that's due me." In other words, give me what belongs to me. And it's very clear, the text says that he divided unto them, both them, the portion of the goods. In other words, he wanted his stuff and he wanted it now. Give me my stuff. And he wanted it now. Oftentimes we ask for things that we're not ready for. We ask for things that we're not mature enough for. Matter of fact, some of you need to be grateful that you didn't get some of the things that you were asking for. Well, give me this and I want this, and it wasn't your time because you weren't mature to handle what you're about to receive. You weren't mature enough. So I'm grateful for the things I didn't get, because if I got that then, I couldn't handle it. And so often, God is waiting for you to mature, to get to the place where you can handle the blessing that's going to come on you. And this is what happened. And so he took his goods and he went off on a journey, a long journey. And it's very clear, the text says that he enjoyed himself. Because in the beginning, oftentimes you'll have friends when you have money. And folks are coming around him and giving him this and giving him that. And people like to celebrate you when you're doing up. When you're doing up, people will celebrate you. But there came a time when his money started running out. What do you do when your money starts running out? His money started running out, and then when his money ran out, his friends went. Have you ever had things that you thought people like you for who you are, and you find out they only wanted something from you? Be careful. Be careful dealing with people that only want something from you. Things start running out. The money started running out. The friends start running out. And he found himself down in a bad place. And many of us even now, because of COVID-19, and many of us now because of whatever condition, maybe not even a fault of your own, maybe you didn't live riotously, but yet you found yourself, you're looking at yourself as, I'm down right now, I'm in a bad place. And he said to himself, maybe I should go get a job and start. And found a farmer and went to the farmer and said, Farmer, I'm noticing that your servants are feeding the pigs, and can I help out? And he said, yes, I'll give you a job. But even then, it still wasn't enough. And I want to talk to those right now that you're doing everything you can to make it, but it's still not enough. It got so bad for him that he said, I'm going to eat the same thing that the swine or the pigs are eating. It looks good to me, because when you're hungry, see, that's why you can't put people down, because you never know the situation that you'll find yourself in. That's why you be careful. That's why I listen to people. I never say what you'll never do, because when things get bad enough, you'll take the time and say, you know what? I'm willing to eat what the pigs eat, get hungry enough. He said, I'm going to eat what the pigs ate, what they're eating. But then this is the part I wanted to get to. But then he came to himself. That's the part I wanted to get to here. See, my brothers and sisters, sometimes you just have to come to yourself and realize, wait a minute, I'm better than this. And I want to talk to those that know that's down. I want to teach you and tell you something right now. You're better than this. Have you ever been doing something and the wrong thing, and all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, I'm better than this. I'm better than what I'm going through. I'm better than what I'm facing. Matter of fact, what I'm going through is not defining who I am. It's clear that he said to himself, he said, I will arise. I want to tell somebody that's listening to me right now, get up. Get up. He said, I'm going to go back home. Because I'm noticing that even the servants of my daddy are living better than I'm living now. For somebody, you got to realize, listen, I can live better than what I'm living like now. I know you see me now, and it appears as though I am in a bad place. I know you see me now, it looks like things are rough, but there is a place if I go back home. See, I'm trying to get you to change your way of thinking, that I'm better than this. Think positive thoughts. I'm trying to get you to realize I can get up from no matter what I'm going through, no matter what I'm facing, no how bad it looks. I'm changing my mindset. I'm changing my way of thinking. I will get up and I will go home to my father. It's funny, let me finish the text. He looked and said he started headed home, and his father saw him afar off. And I'm glad that somebody's looking after me. That even when I walk away, and even when I'm in a distance, he came out to me and met me. And when he met me, what I like about what happened when he met me, he said, wait a minute, my son that was gone the whole time, he was lost, but now he's found. Kill the fatted calf. Let's celebrate. Don't you realize somebody, I don't know who this is for, is about to celebrate you. The Father's about to celebrate you. because you're willing to get up and go back home. Now, there was somebody that was at the house, the same one he divided the money to his brother, then he got his portion. And he spent his, and we made mistakes along the way. But the brother looked at him and said, wait a minute, why are you killing the fatted calf? And why are you celebrating this person that made mistakes? Isn't it funny how people will put you down because you made a decision to get up after you, and they'll always remind you of the things that you've done wrong. People will bring up your past, not understanding that you still have a future. I like the attitude of the prodigal son. You have to forgive me. I like the fact that he was willing to get up and go do something. You'd be surprised at people that won't even try anything. They'll stay at home, and that's good, because all along you've had the good things, stand with the Father, everything's peaceful and everything's safe, and that's okay. But something about that man prodigal, he said, listen, I might make a mistake, but I'm gonna have fun doing it. Is anybody out there know what it is to say, I'm gonna enjoy myself? I may end up in a hog pen, but at least I tried to do something. And I'm telling you, listen, the main thing about this whole point I'm making to you, come to yourself and realize that you can get up. You can think yourself into another place. The second thing I want to share with you, not only do you need to think positive thoughts, but secondly, you need to hear positive sounds. All around me, I'm hearing all kinds of sounds. I'm hearing carpenters working. I'm hearing birds chirping. I'm hearing bees buzzing or buzzing. I'm hearing all these things taking place, and sometimes the sound just sometimes you even put a sound of on even in the city. You might be in a big city and you hear cars going by, and it used to be, they don't have too many anymore, but the taxi cabs, and you hear all these things. Sound of the city, or the sound of the country, or the sound of, we used to have, and they don't use this anymore, but we call it lightning bugs. The sound, and crickets, cricketing. You hear all these various sounds because I love good sound. And you got to hear positive sound. And sometimes you'll hear a voice late at night, and the sound is just a still, small voice that's quiet, that's peaceful. And let me go venture. Can I go deeper? I'm here to tell you, listen, so when your mind becomes chaotic, when your mind becomes full of noise, when your mind becomes, listen, all over the place, understand, never unpack your bags there. When I go to a hotel, before all this stuff took place, and traveling around the country, I would go to a hotel and I'd bring my bags in, but one thing I never did, I never took out my clothes and put them in the drawer and act like I was staying, because I always understood that I'm only there for a time. So why should I get so comfortable in a place that I wasn't going to stay? I'm here to tell you, you don't have to stay in that place of chaos. You don't have to stay in that place that's unsettling. Don't unpack your bags, and it doesn't mean you don't visit there. Sometimes you'll stop by to a place where I shouldn't be here at this time. Realize I'm only here for a moment. If you hit what they call rock bottom, or if you hit a bad place in your mind, don't unpack your bags, but keep on moving. Tell somebody, keep on moving. You've got to think positive thoughts. You have to hear positive sounds. You have to hear yourself telling yourself that you can make it. You got to hear. Faith, my favorite book says faith cometh by hearing. It comes by hearing. So what you hear is who you become. So I've got to surround myself with things that's going to cause me to hear positive sounds. Thirdly, I need to see positive sights. I need to see positive sights. There was a 51-year-old man that was blind his whole entire life. He did special surgery, and he had surgery. His name was Bob Eden. He had surgery, and what a miracle it was, because now for the first time he was able to see. And in his writing, one of the things he said, I love the color of yellow, but my favorite color is red. Never seen in his entire life. He couldn't see the grass that you're looking at behind me, or the trees, or even the blue skies above. He didn't see any of that. But he could look around and understand and could see for the first time. One of the things he talked about in his writing, I love seeing the jet go by with a trail of smoke behind it. He loved seeing Ain't it funny that you don't appreciate things oftentimes until it was never there, but when it comes, he was so excited. One of the things he said he liked, and I'd like to say this because of the time of day right now, he loves seeing the sun rise and the sunset. I want you to see positive sights. In other words, enjoy the things around you. Enjoy the nature that's around you. Enjoy a tree. Enjoy the birds. I want you to look around. Listen, just look around and understand that from the rising of the sun to the going down of the same, you've got to understand you have to be happy, enjoy seeing things. Oh my God, this is good teaching. So I need to think positive thoughts, hear positive sounds, see positive sights, but watch this. Let's go deeper. Let me say one more thing about seeing signs. I'm reminded of 12 spies came to a place called Kadesh Barnea. They got to the place, and 12 representing one from each tribe: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Dan, Gad, Asher, Naphtali, Manasseh, and Benjamin, and even Joseph. 12 of them, 12 spies went to a place that they wanted to go into the land. And when they got to the place, they looked and noticed that there were things looked good all around. They saw the big grapes. They saw the beautiful scenery. They saw everything. Not only, they saw it all, but the problem was this. They looked up and said, I see the good things, but there are also giants. I'm here to tell you that anytime you see beautiful things around you, for some reason your mind wants to tell you and bring you to the place and say what you can't get. But two of them, Caleb and Joshua, they were very clear. They said, wait a minute, I see all these wonderful things, but 10 of them said, we can't do it. Matter of fact, we look like grasshoppers in the sight of these giants. Because anytime you go to see a beautiful place, there are always going to be giants in your land. But Caleb and Joshua, let me tell you what they said. Can I tell you? They said, we're able to go up and take the country and possess the land from the Jordan to the sea. And even though the giants might be our way to hinder us, I know we can get the victory. I'm here to tell you, you can get the victory. I'm telling you, go look at things, and even though, don't say why you can't go to all the places that you should go. Make up in your mind, listen, I'm gonna go see some positive sights. Make it, write a journal, put it on a mirror, write notes and say, hey, I'm gonna go to Jamaica. I'm going to think about the places you wanna go and make up your mind and see yourself there. See yourself putting your feet in the ocean. See yourself with the wind blowing, well, I was gonna say in my hair, but see yourself in a place that you've never been. Matter of fact, you have to see yourself there before you even get there. Oh, you gotta understand, I gotta think positive thoughts, hear positive sounds, see positive sights. But number 4, watch this. I even have to speak positive words. Oh, I said something right there because I'm here to tell you my favorite book lets me know, watch this, that death and life is in the power of the tongue. Death and life. So I can speak death to my life, or I can speak life to my life. Let me go deeper. You can speak death to your children, or you can speak life to your children. You can speak death to your friends or death to folks. Listen, start speaking life. My favorite book lets me know he came that you may have life. God put people in your life so that you'll have life and have it more abundantly. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be whole. He wants you to be healthy. Happy, whole, and healthy. Man, that's good teaching. He wants that for you. But you've got to begin to speak it now. Quit talking down to yourself. Quit telling yourself what you can't do. Quit telling, listen, what you can't accomplish. Start speaking words of life. And matter of fact, listen, and if there's a bad thing, if there's a mountain that it seems like you can't get over, don't try to climb that mountain. We used to sing, give me the strength to climb. I stopped saying, I don't have time. I'm too old to try to climb some mountain. I speak to my mountain and say, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea. You've got to get to the point where you're speaking to your mountain and say, bad situation, mountain, get out of my way. I've got things to do. I got places to go. I got books to write. I've got to, listen, you've got to understand as I enjoy the sound around me, the kids are chirping and the birds are singing and I'm telling you, this is beautiful. Be in nature. You got to understand and realize, listen, you have to speak over your life. Tell yourself, I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to enjoy my life. Oh God. Now notice this. Number 5, I want you to catch this. Number 5, we need to, listen, perform positive deeds. What can I do with my hands? Perform positive deeds. Now notice this. We need to, listen, work while it's day. In other words, as long as the sun is up, we need to make things happen. As long as we have energy, we need to make things happen. Listen, you can't wait till you're 110 years old and expect to get things done like you did when you were 53. You need to make things happen when you have energy. When you have, listen, your mind is sharp, your heart is, listen, you're alert. Right now is the time to make things happen. I'm telling you, not just for yourself, but do it for someone else. Who can you help in the midst of this time? Who can you do? Listen, what deed can you perform? It's funny, I'm reminded of a person that we used to call the Good Samaritan. He was walking along, and because people on the journey, and it says, the text says, he fell among thieves. Because sometimes you're knocked down, it's not your fault. You fall among thieves. People rob you. They take from you. Have you ever had people just constantly taking from you and pulling from you and not pouring into you? A priest went by, and the text says, just looked on him and kept on going. A Levite went by and looked at him and kept going. You'd be surprised the people that you expect to get help from that never help you. Have you ever looked and expect family to help you? And no? You expect friends to help you? And no? But then there a Samaritan. Help came from a place that they didn't even expect it to come from. All of a sudden, a Samaritan looked down and saw, the text said, and had compassion on them. I'm telling you, we need to perform positive deeds. And he took him up and bound up his wounds and put him on his horse and took him to the inn and said, listen, if there's anything that he owes, I'll take care of it. I'm telling you, there's something you can do for somebody. I know your help is not going to come from the place that you expect it to come from, but your help going to come from the least likely. Any good when you get blessed for someone that you didn't even expect to be a blessing to you. People encourage you that I didn't expect you to say a word to me. I didn't expect you to bring me food. I didn't expect you, and that's just who will come and help you in the time of need. I'm trying to tell you, my brothers and sisters, we need to perform positive deeds. Last but not least, I want you to catch this, because I want you to become a positive person. Lastly, we need to attend positive places. Attend positive places. My favorite book teaches me that I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. For me, I find peace at church, and I know because of what's happening, many churches are closed and many can't go there to worship, but you can always worship in your own way. There's always a place of serenity. There's always a place that you can go to, a secret place, your secret closet. There's always a place where you can find peace. Attend positive places. Matter of fact, let me go deeper. Listen, Jesus was about to experience something that he was born for. And he found himself, watch this, in a garden. You got to get this. That in the place where it looked like things were going, he knew he had to die. He came to die. And he went to a place called the Garden of Gethsemane. The text was very clear. He took John, Peter, James, and John. Y'all come on with me. But then he said, I've got to keep going. Y'all stay here and watch and pray. Because some people can only go so far with you. There comes a time where you got to keep on walking. You got to attend places by yourself. See, don't wait for somebody to take you to dinner. Sometimes take your own self out to dinner. Don't wait for somebody for a dance partner. Put your music on and dance by yourself. Sometimes you got to enjoy being with who you are. Jesus found himself, listen, they went to sleep and he kept on walking. And he got to the garden, a beautiful place. He could hear clearly, because sometimes you have to go to a beautiful place in order to hear clearly. He said, listen, he said, Lord, if it be thy will, let this cup pass from me. I'm at Gethsemane, the press, squeeze, because Sometimes you're at a place of pressing and squeezing. It's where they would squeeze the olives and make olive oil. Sometimes you're at a place of squeezing, but that's when the oil comes forth. And you need the oil right then to help you to get through what you're going through. He was pressed. He began to say, if it be thy will, let this thing pass, because sometimes you want that rough place to be over. And he began to pray. He went to his quiet place. He went to his garden. Got his answer, went back in that quiet place and noticed that the people that came with him was fast asleep. He told me, you can't wait while you move forward. You have to attend positive places. So the revelation that you need comes in your quiet place. The answer is in your quiet place. Your destiny, you need direction, is always in your quiet place. I came to the backyard here just to let somebody know that there is a place. Might not be in your backyard. You may have to go to a park. But there is a place that you can find peace in the midst of the storm. You can be positive in the midst of chaos. As I close, I'm here to tell you, if you're going to be a positive person, you have to think positive thoughts. You have to hear positive sounds. You have to see positive sights. You have to speak positive words. You have to perform positive deeds. And then you have to, and it's so important, to attend positive places. I'm here to tell you, stay in the place of peace. I went out to dinner with a friend some time ago, I'll never forget. We were sitting there and we both wanted tea. So I got my tea bag and he had his tea bag and poured my water, he poured his water. And we were about to drink, but for some reason he kept dipping his tea bag out of the hot water. I just let it lie there. He just kept putting it in and taking it out. And I said, sir, why are you, you're a businessman. He said, why are you dipping your tea bag out? He said, I don't want my tea very strong. But for me, I wanted my tea strong. In order for my tea to be strong like I like it, my tea bag had to abide. It had to stay right there. I'm here to tell you, if you want to be strong, if you want to find peace and serenity, abide. Abide in a quiet place. Abide in a still place. There is a place that you can go and hide, away from everyone else, away from the crowd sometimes. You may have to leave your Peter, James, and John and go further, but the answer is there. My encouragement to you is to be positive, stay positive, and I pray that this word that I share with you helps somebody, because I'm here to tell you, you don't have to stress another day. You don't have to be worried about what's going to happen or how things are going to work out. All things are going to work together for your good. Listen, I'm Dr. Cedric Shelby. And I just want to remind somebody that victory is mandatory and failure is not an option. God bless you. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to SED Talks with Dr. Cedric J. Shelby. We pray this word minister to your spirit in some way and ask that you take a moment right now to share this SED Talk with that family member, friend, or coworker who may need a word of encouragement and hope at this time. Remember, victory is mandatory and failure is not an option.